that. No, too much. Too much like that. How's that? Okay. All right. Okay, now let's do the microphone thingy so we can have cool audio. Let's drive this dude and plug him in like that. Okay. Michael Mods Nerf, serious name, Buff Daddy, Mystic Chicken, Tyrone Hendred. Good morning, one and all. How are you? And can you hear me and stuff? Are we on? We got power to the mic. Okay, yes, all righty. Mr. Chicken, Tyrone, Michael, thank you very much. Okay. Got a couple of packages here in the mail the last day or two. John Blackwell, Shinryu X. Hello. All good. Okay. Excellent. First off, well, this is the special one. We'll do that one here. Went to the post office yesterday to check the PO box, and they came out with this, and they're like, can you open this to make sure it's not busted so we know if you need to file a claim first? And I shook it, and it made a kind of a distinctive, like, broken stuff noise. Like if all you heard was audio of this box being shaken, it would sound like, wow, that sounds like a box full of broken things. So I opened it up, and it became immediately awkward because I open it and I notice, oh, hey, it's one of those light grenade things that they actually, well, funny thing is, they emailed, said, hey, we want to send you this thing. I said, okay, that's cool. A couple weeks later, they're like, hey, when is that review going to come out? And I said, well, I have nothing to review. Well, I don't know what to tell you. And they're like, oh, yeah, it looks like it turned up as contraband and got sent back. We'll send it back to you. Well, apparently somebody got mad and smashed it. Anyway, I'm at the post office, and there's people everywhere, and I'm like, oh, it's one of these things. Okay. I found out that the tinkly, breaky noise is actually just the pin being loose in there. But I realized if I pull out this thing that looks like a grenade in the post office, that might be very exciting. So I'm like, have the box kind of like this, and I'm kind of poking at it, kind of like, yeah, I think everything's good. We're good to go. Yeah, cool. And the lady's looking at me like, what the heck you got in there that you're being all secretive about? I'm like, don't worry about it. Yeah, it's interesting that it was all exploded in there. So it apparently was not shipped with the pin in place. The pin is just rattling around. This thing was all, it was kind of tricky trying to get a thing that's shaped like this out of a box that's all caved in. So that was kind of a adventure. So anyway, got this guy to review. I tinkered with it a little bit yesterday, just kind of making sure it was actually going to work. Pretty cool actually. I know everybody else in town has reviewed this because they apparently got theirs when it came the first time. So I guess is there any interest in discussion on this, or do you want to move on? Because I could talk about this if you want. First impressions. Like I said, I've only thrown it in the yard a couple times and kind of played with the adjuster thing and stuff like that. But no, I do think it's an improvement from the last model. Can it be better? Probably, but you know. Okay. Only, yeah, that's actually what I was thinking. Like, she kind of gave me that look like, what are you doing? And then it's like, do I show you? Like, yeah, totally. It's an anti-personnel grenade. Yeah, whatever. So it's like, yeah, just think what you're going to think, male lady. No, it's, the design, I like the fact that it's not so, no, just a second. Let me grab the other one and I can kind of point at it. Okay. I do like the fact that it's a little more compact. I mean, I know, like, you throw this thing and it blows up. It's like standing on all these little plastic legs, more or less, and so it just seemed to me like, in the course of flinging open or crashing into things, that's going to, like, break those off. So I like the fact that this guy kind of stays in a little more compact. It doesn't have appendages and things to where it's like, if this is like this and it gets stepped on, it's going to kind of give in most directions. Whereas this one, if it's like this and gets stepped on, it's going to just shear off all those little flappy deals. But I don't know. I like that part of things. That the plastic itself feels a lot more quality. It feels like an actual, like a more quality piece. This feels not bad, but it still feels like, yeah, this is kind of a Chinese thing. This feels a little more like a little bit better engineered. Just a better design overall. The gimmick on the timer thing is kind of cool. But now further testing involved. I just thought it was humorous how ridiculous this thing was mashed when I got it, and the lady kind of came from the back, kind of sheepish, looking like it wasn't me, I swear. So I'm gonna do a review on that. In fact, on the subject of reviews, we got 21. Holy smokes! Thanks, guys. There is. I've been considering because I have what I need to do. I'm gonna have to review that thing. I need to review the Talon mags that I got from whoever it was, Orfer or not NF Strike or whoever. I have that optic that we looked at a couple weeks ago. Still need to do a review on it, but I hate sitting down and doing like review videos because I mean honestly, I like sharing ideas. I like discussing things. I like putting content out, but I hate actually like making videos, like setting up the camera and recording, and then putting it on, moving it over to the computer, editing it, putting music or whatever to it, building a thumbnail. I hate thumbnails so much. It's really like ridiculous. But so I'm considering a new, because I've been doing the unboxing live streams. I'm really loving this, just kind of hanging out with you guys and showing stuff and talking about things and passing time. But I'm considering doing review videos, or many of them, this way, starting it up and not paying attention to chat necessarily right off the bat, just opening it up, starting the stream, talking about the product, just like I would if I was doing an actual review video, and then saying, okay, here's my opinion, this is the good, the bad, blah, 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 and then saying, I conclude, this is the conclusion of my review. Then we can, go back through the chat. You guys can ask questions in particular about whatever the product is or my opinions directly on certain aspects of it, or we can just hang out or whatever afterwards. That way, it's still a valuable video as a review video for the first part. So someone's like, hey, I want to know his opinion on this product. They can get the, from the beginning, boom, this is the review video. And then, if they want to continue hanging out and hear about other things, then that's cool. If they just want, the brief, 5 to 7 minutes of my opinion on things, then cool. Then that's just like when they get to that point, they can say, boom, shut it off. Just because that simplifies things for me. Because, like I said, and it was kind of what I was getting into with the YouTuber stigma thing, is that I'm not a YouTuber. I don't get a passion out of making videos. I like sharing content that I'm passionate about. I also do the review things to kind of, yes, at the end of the day, free stuff is cool. I'm not going to complain about free stuff. But I also, because I have a different angle on things in the community as far as how I view the hobby and my involvement with the hobby and just the things like that, it gives me a unique opinion on things and just the different way I view stuff and handle things. So I would still argue that my opinion on things is valid because it's a different angle or a different opinion on things. And so I do like that. I like presenting that part, but I hate presenting it as a video. I get no passion out of making videos or the editing process. I hate absolutely. So is that something you guys would be cool with? As far as sitting down doing a review, I'm just totally going to ignore you, kind of like I'm doing right now because I'm ranting. But I'm going to talk to you guys in just a second, or check the chat in a second. But basically, treating it that way, putting information out there, and then we can just kind of hang out afterwards and talk about projects and whatever else. But at least that way, it's getting the information out and it's packaging it to where it's accessible for people who just want the review thing in itself. Because if I did just like hey, we're just going to talk about this thing, then if somebody wants to know my actual opinion, they're going to sit through like an hour of whatever rambly chat stream stuff. So what is your opinion on what, looking over now at the chat, looking at you guys. Sometimes, no, tedious. Yes, I like the idea of doing whatever format makes me happy. I just want to make sure you guys weren't like, boy, this is a stupid idea, or someone else has already done that idea and it's dumb or it went poorly or whatever and stuff like that. So, but that is, I think, what I want to do. And because, like I said, I have that optic I need to do first. I have the Talon mags. I have grenade thing. I might do like back to backs, where it's like, open a stream and have like an introduction thing or whatever, and just be like, okay, we're gonna talk about this. Boom, we're talking about this thing. Hang out for a little bit, and then I'll say, okay, we're gonna kill this stream and hop to the next one. So I will shut the stream down, change gears, title it different, being like, this is the review for whatever other product. Boom, fire it back up. You guys can jump back in. So it'll be kind of like a slight delay, kind of like stopping at like a bus station or something, where you got to like hop off for a minute, hang out till the bus shows up, and then get on the next one. Might do that, just especially on a day like today. I'm not going to do any today, I don't think, because I got other crap I want to do. But as far as that way, I can knock out a couple of reviews and be done, because that's part of the thing that like stresses me out. is I got these reviews that it's like, crap, I need to get this done, but I'm really not passionate about it, so I don't want to do a crappy review on it, or an uncomfortable review, or whatever, or a review under duress, because then I don't feel like I'm really giving the best quality of information. But at the same time, I got to get it done, just because I don't like leaving stuff out in the wind like that. So we might do some back-to-backs later. Like if I'm just like, hey, I got nothing going on around the house, the wife's working late or whatever, let's bust out a couple. So we might be changing gears a little bit as far as that's concerned. Planning, Alexander. Oh yes, by the way, yes. Greetings to Sweden, Alexander. Planning on outsourcing editing to your wife. That's great. My wife doesn't do edity stuff, so that kind of cuts me out. That's super convenient for you though. Interactive review streams, Mr. Chicken. You're okay with that? Okay, cool. Ryan Engelstedt. Channel is changing. That subscribe. Yes, technically, but in fact, I'm really considering. I need to put out just an actual standalone video, because not everybody jumps into the streams, because sometimes they're boring. And so the streams are more of a niche section of my viewership. But I do need to put out a video just talking about this is kind of a direction in the channel. I want to put more quality. Like I like the ugly chair talks, the fireside style. I love doing those because it's something I'm personally passionate about, and so I'm able to put my heart into it. And I feel like it sometimes stimulates a little conversation in the community. And I like that just because, there is different aspects of the community. Some people are just strictly modding. Some people are just strictly gaming. Some people are strictly, whatever's. So I'd actually like to throw stuff out once in a while and just be like, hey, this is a thing. I feel like this is a thing. Can we talk about it? And I think it's a good, healthy thing, to where I think if I did that as a stream, I get totally sidetracked and go off on weird tangents worse than usual. And so I think stuff like that I like leaving as a standalone video thing. But those are things, like I said, that I'm passionate about. Something where it's like, I've got this thing in my heart and I want to talk about it, and I like doing that kind of thing. I'm cool with that kind of video. It's just the more mundane, like review stuff, because I'm not a review channel. I mean, I don't even like thinking of myself as a channel anyway, because I'm just a dude. Boy, I'm losing viewers. Sorry, guys. Let's open some boxes. Anyway, that's kind of the direction I want to go at this year. I want to do more because I had like this year, I want to do these cool things. Like last year I did that, and I did like 2 of them. And so it's like, well, making promises doesn't work, because once I say I need to do these things, then it becomes a chore. It becomes like a task, instead of like, I just want to enjoy the adventure of modding, So this is a box that I purchased from Out of Darts. This isn't like a surprise box or whatever. I'm just opening it at the same time because it's a box, and that's exciting. So anyway, oh, hey, okay. They're flashed up. Cool. Invoice. All right. Stickers. Excellent. I needed to get batteries because I have like these really old zippies that were like the linkable or clickable link that was in like the old MTB wiring videos. It was like, hey, let's do lipos. Here's the best lipo that's cheap. And now they're like totally under spec for our applications. So I needed to upgrade. So I got a couple of these graphenes, one for my Jupiter, because I had been running these little guys, because it's all I had that would actually, well, I have one that is spec'd a little better, but it doesn't fit. This is the only thing that would actually work in the Jupiter. And it worked really good. I was really happy with it. And then when I was at the arena last week, there's a guy that had one of these little graphenes, and I tried it, and it was like, holy smokes, this thing's a monster now. And so I was like, yeah, I gotta go get some of those. So got a couple of these little dudes. I tried to get the charger, the EcuCell charger that he sells, but it's been out of stock, and I was gonna wait, but then decided I couldn't wait, so I just bought one off Amazon. So I've got a good charger now, not just a crappy plug-in, plug-in and it charges batteries charger. So now I can have awesome power out of my Jupiter, and also other things, 2S things. So this is this little 2S. I think this is a 3S, just for other things that need 3S and stuff. So, but anyway, upgrading to modern batteries. So got a pair of those. These are Krakens, I believe I ordered. It was one of those like last minute, like, yeah, let's order some of those too. Yes, Krakens for actually my wife's blaster that we talked about, that I got the body kit for, which we might talk about a little bit later, just for the heck of it, because I know she's at work and not watching. Got a voltage alarm just because it was like a couple of bucks. I'll grab one of those too while I'm at it. And then I got this guy, which is the. Oh, you guys are talking in chat. Okay. Yes, the Homely, the new added arts tape stuff is so cool. Like when you, like I walked up to the house, got home from work, pulled in, I was like, oh, it's the added arts box. It just made me so happy, and it's just really cool. Like I don't know, there's something beautiful about the simplicity of like, okay, rival round disc, short dart, regular dart, mega dart, demolisher rocket. It's just like, it's like the beautiful simplicity of Nerf. It's like at the end of the day, that's kind of our thing. And then the logo, it just looks very nice, like very good presentation, and the fact that the whole box is taped up with it is just, I don't know, I love it, I like it. RZ Rider, yes, the Squeaker Titan stream. I forgot about that. I forgot that was a live thing. Thinking about integrating a smart AR like the Thunderbolt into a nail biter, so I have a semi-auto shield piercer. Any Mega Blasters come to mind, looks-wise? Mega Smart AR. I think the only one is. I don't know. That's a bad thing. Because I was going to say you could use a that other thing that everybody hates, the thing that's got the 3. That's the one that came before the Bulldog, but it's like a Jolt Prime and has little the drop front on it. It was really dumb that nobody liked. Whatever that thing was, as a smart AR. Otherwise, you're looking at the Double Breach, and I'm not sure. I haven't actually taken that thing apart to see how big the actual AR assembly is. But then you have like, I don't know. Which actually the Double Breach is pretty narrow overall, whereas most of the rest of the Mega Blasters tend to be fairly wide. So you might look into that, perhaps. I'm not quite sure what you're going with looks-wise and stuff. So perhaps that would be an option. Graphene's where it's at. Yes, Graphene's. Tribreak, yes, thank you very much. Serious name. Anyway, I got this guy because once I got, well, actually, I'd seen these when they were released on, when Worker released them, and I was like, what a goofy looking grip. Who's going to actually, how is that possibly comfortable? And then at Ragnarok, Wacom had this on his brushless swordfish, and I was like, can I just hold the thing to see if it's, what it is? And he's like, yeah, sure. And I picked it up, and I was like, this is like one of the world's most comfortable grips. And I was like, that's amazing. So once I got Zambona's swordfish here, I was playing with it, and I was like, you know what? I need to break down and buy one of these grips because that would just be phenomenal. So we're going to drop this dude in here because it's just so darn cool how it's like designed, obviously, to work with the vector kit because it just like locks right in the body. Yeah, just remarkably comfortable. I've always seen like these P90 style grips or whatever, and never thought much of them because I thought they looked goofy until I was in Utah. My wife and I were there for a business event, and I made arrangements to go hang out with some of the local Nerfers. And Heath Pants was there. He's the one that kind of helped me set it up, and he had his Raven that he built a long time ago that has like a custom built P90. I think he used like a rough cut grip up front, or I can't remember how he did it. But that thing was amazing, amazing, amazing comfortable. And I was like, hey, maybe I need to reconsider my opinion on some of these grips. And so let's stick this dude on here. Like so. Am I doing it right? I'm not doing it right. There we go. Okay. RZ Rider, whoa, 23 people. Yes, we had like a few, we had like that or more a minute ago, and then I got ranting on a topic, and everybody decided to go back to eating cereal or watching cartoons or something. But once we got back onto opening up cool stuff, people are coming back. So that, you look at that, my brain doesn't look at that and say, my hand would be happy here. My brain looks at that and says, what goofy looking thing. But then my hand, when my brain's not looking at it and my hand's just holding it, my hand is like, that's good. That's a good thing. So yeah, that's good. Still need to get a top rail for it, and I might get a more appropriate muzzle piece. Not sure if I'm going to keep the internals as is or what. It's like I said, it was originally designed as an HVZ blaster when I got it, so it's got the Gen 3, I think, Dr. Snickus cage with Shell 2.0. So it's hitting. I was just playing with it a second ago, and I was getting like, in fact, that was with old batteries, so I might get a little better performance with new batteries. But it was getting like 90 FPS, which is, I mean, solid for HVZ and stuff like that. It was like yeah, upper 80s, low 90s and stuff. So it's like that's good for like close combat stuff. If you're just tinkering around, it's not anything to brag about, but it's still it is what it is. So that's cool. That's perfect for me. A little bit of an edge there. You can see you shoving your thumb in there, and so I might knock that down with the file later. But yeah, very nice, very nice. So yeah, I got batteries for everybody, Krakens for the wife's blaster, and a sticker. So way cool. And golly, thing motors. So let's move on to this big box here, which you may be wondering why the heck I named this stream, and sometimes I do live streams. That is because this box is from none other than Brett, who sometimes wears a beret. I felt it only appropriate to mock him in that for this purpose, to kind of hint at that. Did anybody take a guess? Did anybody say, I wonder if this really awkward stream title is a hint at what we're doing? This is a much bigger box than the box I sent him. I had a Battle Scout that I got locally for exactly the value that it is worth. And I was playing with it, and I was like, wow, this thing is getting like 30 FPS. And I asked Brett, and I was like, you know the Battle Scout. Is this going to get better? And he's like, no, that's about what you'd expect. And I was like, cool, well, I'm going to cut it up. So do you want the clip? And he's like, I would love the clip. So I sent him the clip. So here, oh, hey, nice. Okay, and these... this box, when he said, hey, I'm going to send you a box, I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. He said that this would be full of something along the lines of exclusive, mind-blowing exclusive Nerf gear. So I don't know what the heck that means. So here we go. We have a note, and okay, wow. Mr. Nathan, when the Mega Acufix disappeared from NF Strike, I feared that was the end. I ordered 360 of them, and I have been distributing the past months. Then I acquired a rival burn, so I have little need to keep all these darts to myself. Since there was a room in the box, I added a few other items. Baron, lightly modded. Ooh, nice. Dart holder, see if it fits. Pinpoint scope, old in-strike version, missing piece, unfortunately. Motor loom from Jangular, but I have little use for it. The Destroyer of Nerf, Bray. Yes, Brett is ruining Nerf. If you've not seen that meme, I guess, then, we'll go from there. So, okay, nice. I do like Barons. I do have a thing about Barons. I like those. So let's see how lightly this thing's modded. Grab a couple of these dudes. Pretty nice fit. Pretty nice fit. Oh, that's a very nice fit. In fact, let's fire up the Crony. Let's see what we got. Wow. 92. 98. That's respectable. Let's get some a little better. That got weird. 98. That's going to be a snug one there. 98. Those things consistent. I'll give him that. That one didn't read for some reason. $98. Good grief. 86. Okay, at least we got some variety now. Boy, that's strangely consistent. Boy, if you ever had like an FPS cap of 98, this thing would make it. 86 again. 86 again. Then it said error. We'll do one more just for try some red guys because I do like the red guys. Zoop. 86. Is that even reading? What the heck is this? Keeps erroring. Hold on. That's weird. This thing's not reading now. Why are you not reading? It's weird. This guy was reading like 20 minutes ago. That's wrong. 85. Okay. Well, I clearly need to figure out things on my chronograph. So very cool. We'll shut that dude down and probably get a little better color out of here. This guy. What the heck am I looking at here? It's kind of like bug thing. Off on. It's got lights in it. I've never seen anything like this. This is like freaky. Is this like a wristy deal? Like for people with really small wrists? See if it fits. Yeah, that explains that. Interesting hexagonal. Is it a hexagon? Yeah, whatever. That's weird. That's like a dwarf wrist. Oh my gosh, that's like that's yeah. Oh. Okay. Well, did I break it? No. That was close. Didn't mean to break your cool stuff, Brad. Yay! Yeah, that's weird. What a weird thing. But very interesting indeed. Yes, it's Bray sized. Yes, I would definitely say that. In fact, he'd probably wear that thing on his belt or around his waist. Very interesting. That dude slides off there, right? Huh. Still very neat. In fact, I reckon. Hey, mail came in. Probably didn't get anything. At least I'm not expecting anything. But the mail's in. That's cool. Interesting. I don't know if this is one of those things where it's like, I've got this weird thing. I'm going to give it to this guy just to freak him out. But I got one of those. So. Very nice. Got one of these at Ragnarok. It was super nice that I got and put it on my Alpha Trooper, the Orange Modworks kitted one. But I wanted to put it. It was one of those things that they're hard to find, especially like the elite ones. I don't think were ever released over here. But it's cool because they're just super neat looking. Like I just really like the just the shape and style of them and everything. So this gives me one to either integrate into something or at least attach to something. In fact, I'm looking at the wall and thinking that nothing on the wall would look good with it actually. But oh, I'll go stick it to something for sure. But yeah, that is kind of tempting. In fact, I'm going to go, hang on a second. I'm going to go step over here and, excuse me. Look at it. Sorry. Here. Okay. I was just eyeballing it because I have the Modulus red dot sight that I'm going to integrate into the top of the Yellow Jacket. And I was just wondering, because I do prefer the overall shape of this guy more, but that one seems to look better on the Yellow Jacket as is. So I will be adding this to something else. And oh, hey. And one of these guys, a long strike scope missing one of the deals. So that's cool. I think I have one of those on mine. Actually, I haven't pulled out a long strike in a long time. So still very cool. And more of the Mega AccuFix, which makes me very happy because when I got some of these to review, I was like tickled because like ever since the very beginning, when Mega came out, I was like, hey, this Mega thing is very, very cool. So, but then, because the things are so dang expensive from the store, like the actual Mega or Nerf branded ones. And then once the aftermarket darts started hitting the market, I was super excited, and then found out, oh no, they don't work so good. And so then there's different vendors that I would try once in a while, and different brands, and they all sucked. They all had the undersized foam. Then when NF Strike was like, hey, we're gonna make these things. What do you think? And we were like, hey, can you get some foam that actually like freaking works? And they did. And how the head is slightly smaller than the foam, so these would work in long barrels. So we can actually start experimenting with long barrel Mega stuff. I don't know if anybody's really done that, especially the I don't know how good of a fit the Mega Caliburn is, but I've been wanting to build one of those. But yeah, and then these things have just been terrific. I bought, I think, a couple hundred of them, or I can't remember. Bought several of these, and several hundred. I was so excited to use them, and then NF Strike's like, yeah, we're not having those anymore. And I'm like, you make something exclusively that's your design, that's really good, that's the best thing of this form that's ever appeared on the market, and then you're just like, oh yeah, whatever, no big deal. We're not going to make those anymore. That's dumb. That's poor business management. But I am not a business guy. I am just a guy. So what do I know? But I do know that I have, let's see, what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that's technically 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 of these 19 times 6. Who wants to do on that 19 times 6? I never learned my 19s tables in school. But we have approximately that many more. So, yeah, which means I need to get a bigger box for all of my Mega Darts, because I had a box that the Mega Darts came in, and so I poured them all back in there, and it was great. And then it's like, wow, I have a whole lot more, so I need to find a bigger box, which actually makes me happy, because I was always hesitant to use the Mega Darts, especially like the original Mega ones, and when that was all I had, because when we have the, my brother's family and stuff over for wars, because little girls aren't very good at like aiming, and so they're always sending darts over the fences. And so I thought, crap, if I give them Megas kind of veer and go wherever they want to anyway, so I'm gonna lose all my Megas, and it'll just whistle goodbye as it disappears. But once these came out, I was like, yeah, we can totally use Mega. And actually, the local arena was doing Mega for a while, but they couldn't keep up with the darts, and I don't know why they didn't buy these like I told them to. But they're like, we got these Mega blasters and stuff, and we're not doing Mega anymore. Do you have use for them? And I was like, totally. I like Mega a lot, because Mega's cool and fun, and that's what Nerf is all about. So I inherited a couple Cyclone Shocks and a couple Magnuses and a couple Rotofuries and stuff. And so I've got a pretty good sized tote full of Mega stuff now. So now it's like I can do like a Mega only round if I want to and stuff. So this spring is going to be cool, because we have I inherited some more blasters and things. Got a bunch of Mega stuff. I got actually some rival stuff that was broken, but then I fixed, and they're like, yeah, but if it breaks that easy, we don't want it in it either. So I got some of those. We got the tack vest for the dog. So this spring, once the snow thaws and it dries out a little bit, we're gonna do some cool Nerf stuff in the backyard. And hopefully, we've got a few local people coming at the arena now. Local meaning in the valley, so it's gonna be a kind of a drive for anybody coming from one side or the other. But I do want to do more cool stuff locally. We're been talking to one of the local guys about hosting an event for our local, local town celebration thing during the summer and stuff. So hopefully there's going to be some cool stuff happening this year. I want to try to, stimulate a little local action, local Nerf scene and stuff, so we can actually start doing cool things. So that would be cool. I'm just noticing that this box is inside out. Brett sent me a box that's inside out. That's weird. But I have is this a sticker? It's like a skeleton octopus, a skull octopus or something. Is that something? Is that a thing? Did we die? Okay. Whew. So, yeah. Does anybody recognize that? What is that? I'm like not clued into pop culture of any kind. Is that a thing? Um, Not sure if you'll be able to find it where you live, but in Minnesota, Oklahoma, this are only $60. Actually, when I found out about those, me and this other guy on the other end of the valley scoured the local Targets and things, and they're all out of stock. So somebody apparently got a good deal, or our Targets are just stupid and inept, which I had a hunch anyway. Multiple by 20 and subtract 6 once. Why don't you just do the math for me, man? Never learned my 20s tables either. Suspect have I've flexed their legal muscles at NF Strike. I don't know. Weird. It's hard to tell, since they don't seem to be concerned about much of anything else, unless it was strictly over the AccuStrike design head thing. But then people are still selling the regular elite size one, so I don't know. Hard to say. Hard to say. Almost makes me want one. Hydra. Okay. Well, good morning, Alice. How are you? Package arrived. Thanks a lot. I'll do this. Okay. All right. So, inside out box. That guy, Mega Darts. Awesome. Oh, we got this other thing. Something about wiring harness or something. Wiring thing. It's pink. So, okay, if Jangular got it and then gave it to Brett and Brett gave it to me, am I supposed to pass it along, give it to somebody else? Or, okay, these are motors. Oh, okay. All right. Let me tell you a story. It's story time. When I got into the hobby, aftermarket motors did not exist. And I remember, because I was also not wanting to invest a whole lot into the motor thing, because that was scary, I always watched. And, there's people who are like, hey, these weird oddball eBay motors are really, really cool. We had to get those so everybody would buy them up. And then by the time I could actually get some money together to do something about it, then the source would dry up. And everybody was hopping from link to link to link from weird sources from different hobbies and weird, obscure, scary links from China and stuff, trying to find motors that worked for us. I remember Falcons were the ticket. It was like, yes, Falcon motors are cool. Falcon 130s, Falcon 130s. That's the best. And I remember thinking, oh, I want to build Falcon stuff. I want to build something with Falcons. And then Falcons dried up, and nobody's seen a Falcon ever since. And it's always been like a secret, kind of white whale thing, where it's like, I want to build a Falcon Strife, or or something. I mean, yeah, probably Strife, just since I don't have to deal with a Rapid Strike motor or something like that. I just thought that'd just be so cool. And I believe that's what Rhinos were based on, was the specs off Falcons, because everybody loved Falcons. So it was at the time, peak of technology. It was these are the perfect motors. These are they made motors for us. And then we decided to actually make motors for us. So that's super exciting. Like this and XP180s. I so bad want to build a Stripe or something with XP180s and put them in an aluminum cage, because the things just sound so good. In fact, if I could find XP180s, I would totally put them in that Snickers cage, because that is supposed to be a deadly combination and just sounds wonderful. But this is super cool. So I've got a Strife loom apparently with a legit cherry. Cool. X60. This little deal. This is a blaster parts, or is this a blaster tech? Can't remember. But I remember Jangular reviewing some of these. It's got the blue, so I'm assuming it's Blaster Smiths UK. But that's super exciting. And a BSP cage, which is this one of the canted ones? I think all of his were, but I'm looking at it and it doesn't look angled to me. So, actually, so this is a drop-in kit, just put wheels on it. So, I might have to scare up some worker wheels or something basic, and just build a little old tech Strife. In fact, yeah, I might do that. I might get some of the original type worker wheels, because that is about the same era of technology. Because I think worker wheels came out before aftermarket motors did. Because I remember I actually got my worker wheels. I found them somewhere. There again, I tripped over them, some obscure eBay link. And I was like, wow, they're because there'd been a lot of speculation on designing wheels on concavity and different designs and stuff, but nobody had done it. And I thought, well, hey, let's see how these work. And I put them in a Rapid Strike, which was a basic, yeah, these are a regular rewire with with worker wheels on stock everything else, because that was all that existed. And I thought these things are so cool, but I wasn't part of the community yet, so I couldn't brag to anybody. And then like 3 months later, Coop got them in a review, and then everybody else in the world's like, hey, they got aftermarket wheels now. And I was like, hey, I had them a long time ago. Aren't I cool? But I wasn't cool back then. So yeah, I might do that. Get some worker wheels, put them on here, and drop the rest of this guy in, and yeah, make kind of like a cool, like, what would this be, like 2014, 2015 era strife cage or strife build, which means I'd have to use my blue one of my blue ones. So that's way cool, way cool. Tooth Milk, hello to you as well. I wish I had an extra pair to give you, Nathan, but I've only got one pair of XP180s. Alice, you keep those XP180s and you put them in that cage, because I want to hear what that sounds like. Your special cage. I don't know if you've talked about that much, so I don't want to talk about it too much. But that one, put them there. I had a cat wake me up last night, just biting my hand. That's why I don't like cats. Cats are always doing dumb things. Or am I excited for the Fortnite blasters? No, I don't play video games, and I don't know anything about Fortnite except for people hate it and kids like it and they dance. That's all I know. There's apparently a thing where you build walls and you shoot people. That's the extent of my knowledge. It doesn't inspire me, so if they make one that's cool looking and I haven't seen one yet, then maybe I'd be interested. But at this point, no. Corey, aka Riven, howdy to you as well. Ryan, you made it while it was still live. Congratulations. Alice, that's a plan. Great. So, all right. So let's have to see. Maybe I do have some worker wheels. I had some at some point, but it appears I do not. I have one. Use one. Which is cool. Who are you? That was the gasp of excitement if you heard that. Because, well, that was not dramatic. There. Wow, that's what it was supposed to do. Okay. So. Look, old worker wheels. That's cool. So, well, let's see. These, do I have some motor screws. Hang on a second. Let me give them some cage, or yeah, motor mount screws. Maybe we'll build a strife right now. Does anybody want to build a strife? Valor already has 2 of the Fortnite suppressed pistols somehow. Wow, good for him. That's pretty cool. I haven't seen those yet, I guess. I mean, I heard news about them, but I have not seen where he has them. Of course, I have not really checked the media today. So, I was offered some Blade 180s. Are they usable? That's kind of old tech as well. That was back when people liked 180s just for the fact that they're 180s and not necessarily because they were superior or great or anything. So, okay, it's going to go like that. So, where's my... There we go. So your original plan on Krakens is better. Yes, I would assume that. Do it in Blue Strife. Yes, that's... you want to build a strife, doesn't have to be a strife. Well, technically, I understand your reference, but this is a strife loom, so I don't want to cut it up to fit it in something else that's not a strife, meaning a raven or whatever. So, yes, rolling up the sleeves. It's bad news time. Your rapid red, nah. How fast can you build a strife? 0 to strife in 15 minutes starting now. Oh, crap! I can't work under these conditions. I had a screwdriver once. Remember that? There it is. Whenever there's a Nerf war that has lots of overly tactical people in it, I do the whole 80s neon thing and show them up. Ah, gotcha. I assume you're referring to 80s as in like weird. Yeah, that was a bad time. I'm glad I barely skate by that. Um, I touched the 80s on my way into this world, but glad I did not have to. Not that the 90s are anything to brag about either, because they weren't. I have that right. This goes like that. That goes like that. Yes. Okay. Um, oh, yeah, it's fanny pack and everything. No. Superior. Alice, are you drunk? Uh, that might be Raven Cage. This is a BSP Cage, and I think he only ever did striped stuff. So I'm going to assume the Raven has like the big holes up front, as I recall. So fanny pack is a weird word if you're British. I think a lot of things are weird if you're British. No offense to our British brethren, you guys are okay too, but you're kind of odd as well. Not that we're perfect, but you know what? We all get along for the most part. So everything is integration fodder, isn't that right? Yes. I mean, I was going to say nothing is sacred, but I think a deal of respect is always preferred. Like, I would not cut up like a Stinger Raven. I don't cut up elites. I mean, I've got what 1, 2, 3 over there that I need to build. Um, elite Ravens because they're at least cool looking. The green ones I don't like. That's why I cut them up. Red stuff you don't cut up. Um, no, I'm not overly crazy like some people are like, oh no, you cut up a blue strife, and it's like, no, I mean a strife's a strife, but blue ones look cooler with the original equipment, original attachments and things. So I mean, I don't cut up blue stripes, but I don't really freak out. I think people take things too seriously sometimes. Like on Reddit, somebody's like, "Hey, I made this thing," and they're like, "Oh my gosh, you did stupid things with it," and it's like, it's just a blue stripe. That's okay. They made like millions of them. Just because you cannot find them in your area doesn't mean that they do not exist whatsoever. An old school nerfer needs to make a video on the history of nerf mining. That would actually be cool. I actually have well, it wouldn't be quite as pertinent to exactly what you're saying, but I've been planning to make a video on the correlation between the evolution of our hobby and the evolution of particularly like drag racing, because especially as far as like flywheel tech specifically is very, very, very similar as far as the early days when we didn't have cages and wheels, but we were discovering we could fit motors in, but then we couldn't get traction. And so people, that's like back when we had like the flywheel ceiling where people were like, it's not possible for flywheels to go over 115 FPS. And we were cool with that for a while until someone's like, well, what if we hug the darts better? What if you get more crush, more concavity on the wheels? What if we do, this, that, and the other thing? And started to really push that. And, just, I don't know, there's a lot of that. Because back in the day, um, back when you had this engine and machinists could change the bore and the stroke and stuff like that and get more inches and more power. You could raise the compression, shaving heads and things like that. But when you're limited to stock carburation, it was like, well, if we can't get a bigger carburetor, let's just put 8 of them on. So we had the old Dragstar manifold. It was like a six Strombergs. You could put those little Stromberg carbs on there. There are several for like the Chrysler or the old Hemis and stuff. You could get 8 carbs on, but then tire technology couldn't keep up because everything was running like old hard bias plies and like 5 and 6 and sometimes 7-inch widths, and so it was impossible to get the necessary traction. And so then you started getting into, well, let's do recap slicks. And so you take your old bald tires and they'd recap them, and they'd build bridge up the sides a little bit so you could get more surface area and use a softer compound so you get more traction and stuff like that. And so it's like different technologies would advance, and so like we're like, hey, we made this engine that like makes incredible power, but we can't put the power to the ground because the tires suck. And so tire companies are like, okay, well, there's money here, so let's design tires that are softer compound or more better sidewalls and stuff like that. And all these technologies are competing to keep up. Same thing with the flywheel tech. You got big motors that spin where we need them or higher. Um, but we had no way of keeping traction on the dart, so we got better crush and stuff like that. There's a whole lot of little parallels that I've noticed over the years, and I've been wanting to kind of compile those together for like the 3 or 4 people that might care. Um, um, Everything I want to integrate is integration fodder. Yes. Whiteout. Yes, exactly. Perfect. I can still get blue stripes and orange for $20 Canadian. Dang, that's pretty good. I know a lot of people that want blue stripes because people think they don't exist. I'm just trying to find something that I can put on the back of this that won't destroy my hands or the motors, so I can put these wheels on. Bingo. Okay, there's that guy. That's pretty centered. Okay. I did a big shock hammer shot integration when I started, and about 20 comments about it isn't fun because it isn't tactical, and most of the bigger guys were like, "What?" Yeah, a lot of people. I don't know. I like it when people do weird things because, you know. Wait a second, what's going on here? Got some clearance issues. These wheels not wanting to turn around all the way. It's from there to. Is there something on the wheel? I wonder if one of the screws went in too far or something. That would be weird. But now I can't get this thing off. So let's try to find these guys. These guys work? Like that guy? Is this one stuck? Yeah. Huh. Darn, I was all excited for a minute, and then I stopped being excited. So let's see if we can push this guy off without breaking things. So it's always hello, Mr. Nathan. I am happy to finally have the opportunity to say this live. Hello. Hello, Runkergen. I'm going to apologize about that one, but welcome aboard. Maybe I need to be tougher. Well, that dude's stuck on there. Okay, hang on a second. I'm going to stand up. It'd be kind of a bummer if I broke this cage in the process. We have fancy tools that have been designed for installing flywheels, but I don't think anybody's designed anything to take them off. Yeah. Dang, well, it's making discolored marks on the wheels. Fine Boyer, quick question. If you remember that Demolisher Rampage Firefly integration, since yes. Is it possible to make a Black Retaliator Dark Pusher fit in the Rampage? It's been a long time since I've been inside of a Rampage, so I might have to defer to experts in chat to see if anybody's familiar with that sort of thing, to see if you can do that. Okay, serious name. You've made a comment, apparently posting a YouTube video, but it says your message is held for review. Is it something worth posting here? Yeah. Huh. You know, that'd be. I wonder if you can punch through the surface of a worker wheel before it actually disengages from the motor shaft. Oh, wow. Have an idea to put a Specs BZ tank in a Tech 6 shell and make about 50 absorbers for it. Oh. Actually, boy, that'd be a heck of a little pistol. Huh. And so it'd just be a little shotgun pistol thing with the, I guess you could fit, just have a snap or a friction fit barrel thing on there. Huh. Interesting. Good use of a Tech 6 after you've robbed the spring out, I guess. Especially if you have apparently 50 of them. Ow! Curse you. Okay. Okay, the screw did seem to disappear a little bit. Actually, it both did. Okay. Well, huh. Okay. Well, maybe I have a bigger screw, a bigger headed screw, perhaps. That's just a very, very, very thin surface to screw through. Huh. Interesting. Yeah, like the actual surface material here. That that's just like it looked like there's like a pocket, like a weird spot in the print itself, made it kind of prematurely weak, which is a bummer. Link was for Foam Blast, Nerf 3D printed flywheel cage prep and motor installation tutorial. Okay, we'll go ahead and approve that. Okay, you're good. All right. Dugan made a 3D printed kit to remove flywheels on Thingiverse. Okay, hang on a second. Let me see if I have a larger screw. Otherwise, we're going to be. We won't be doing this. I have smaller screws for aluminum cages. Not looking promising at the moment. Okay, well, it appears I will not be using this PSP cage because, well, there's no way of securing it. So, which is a bummer because I've stressed the crap out of my worker wheel. We'll likely do the same to this one. Huh. That's a bummer. But I guess it's probably good that Brett didn't try to install it because he might curse. And I don't want to make the poor little guy curse. Unless somebody knows of a quick repair for that situation. First on your house or flywheeling. Doesn't work. I'll glue it in. I'm not sure how that would work. I think you're mocking me because I think motor heat would melt it and then it would fall out anyway. Um, the screws that contain cruise ends with theirs has a longer shaft, which I think might give us the same problem because they're meant to work with the spacer things, I believe. Not so much mocking you specifically. Well, thank you, Alice. That makes me feel much better. Just for the heck of it, well, just looking at this guy. I'll get one of those containment crew ones just in case. For science. But no, I can't find them. Here we they're about the same as these ones. Bummer. So our next option would be to, well, I guess we got to get this dude off now. I had another one of those things, Allen wrench that I was using. Did it fall and go somewhere weird? I remember having two a minute ago. Oh, it's hiding. Okay. Let's see if we have any better luck with this guy. Maybe this one saw the other one. He's like, you know what? I better not put up a fight. It ain't worth it. Okay, well, these ones did the same thing. So, okay, I don't know if perhaps he had different screws in mind, but these are as wide or wider than other ones on the market. So, I have a bright pink BSP cage. It's non-functional, but I suppose I can hang on to it for historical sake, because this was also one of the early models of available cages. So yes, I still deem it as historically significant. So it'll be preserved for such a reason. What the heck else we got going on here? Let's see. Falcons. Falcons didn't have a whole lot of torque, so we don't want anything real crushy. So, well, how about this? How about a just a straight worker cage, which is what the 30, 43, yeah, 43.5, so like stockish crush anyway. That might be an all right combination. I mean, it's using its wheels with Falcons. I think I have rhinos in here. I was going to put rhinos in here, just because of again low crush, low torque. It seemed like a good idea at the time. All right, hello Hogan. When are you making that video showing the cool mods you've seen? I have not yet, just because I've been doing, well, took some time off for Christmas and all that, and I was not thinking about that. And I've just been doing other things in the meantime. Also, I'm trying to figure out, like, just in my head, how I want to do it, how I want to organize it, or if I just wanted to, sit down and just talk about stuff. I don't know. I'm probably overthinking it because I tend to do that a lot. Rhinos, yes. Okay. Well, that would be a good replacement since Falcons are about roughly the same spec. So, yes, Ryan. Yeah, I want to do that. I just have not yet, but I haven't forgotten about you. You're in the file folder with the rest of the other things that I've seen. So this guy goes like that. Let's try this again. Have a hard time pushing screws through that material. Yes, I mean it would be interesting to be proven otherwise, but I'm pretty confident in this aluminum. So yeah. What is my favorite motor that's out now? I do love the Fang R's, just because I do like the 130 form factor, because you don't have to worry about motor covers as far as, since a lot of like my integration projects and stuff rely on aesthetics and stuff, so I don't like having big bulky things hanging out on one side or whatever. So I do enjoy the lower form factor and also the 2S power, just because there again you can run a smaller pack, smaller size pack. So I like those just because they're discreet. Whereas like 180s, you have a big cage hanging off, and you usually have to have a monster battery to power them. And so it's kind of like this way you get good power and everything, but yet without sacrificing the slimness of the profile of the shell and stuff. So I do like those, but I do like Krakens. I hadn't used Krakens until, in fact, I have some, but I haven't actually like used them in anything. But a local guy was at the arena and had some, and those things sound so good. They're just a really, really good sounding motor. So I do have some, and I'm excited to use them now since I know what they sound like. But yeah, that's if I had like battery space, like if I was doing a battery stock of some kind, I would probably do Krakens. In fact, I'm considering. I have Fang R's in a Serenity cage in Devil's Hand. I'm considering moving Krakens over there, just because I have the whole stock I can fit a battery into, and because they sound really good, especially in an aluminum cage. And then moving the Fang R's into something else. But I just haven't. I'll probably be more concerned about that when I actually finish the body work on it, which is still quite a ways off. If I break this cage, Indoor should stock Kryptonite. Yes. like I said, I'm pretty confident in the structural integrity of this cage. So, but I've been surprised before, so you never know. Anyway, okay, so put these dudes in. Whoop. Got a good snug, snug, snug. That's turning free. That's turning free. Let's put these wheels on and hope that they like get to stay on this time. And I guess it's good being a low crush, low torque setup that we don't have to worry about the flywheels spinning off, hopefully. Slater, how are you? How are things over in New Zealand? I know you're down there somewhere. No, you're doing the quick flag and all that. I don't know if you are actually in New Zealand or if you're just operating out of there. A little bit more. That's pretty good. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that. Okay. Put Krieger on the opposite team. Yes, tag them when they're all going, oh, what a good boy. Oh. People are like that. Holy heck. Okay, this isn't me. Okay, okay. Yeah, we're good. We're good. Okay. Got a stripe here, blue stripe. Just opened it up to see if it was modified already, and it was. And I got this weird XT60 hanging out of like one of the middle holes, and it's still got like spring terminal pieces. And I'm like, but I remember there was one that I got from the arena that somebody else had worked on and was like, hey, I made this thing. And I was like, okay. So, okay, that's somebody else's work. I feel a whole lot better now. Because, like, I don't recall blacking out or having an episode, but there's some weird stuff going on with this. Okay, so let's make a blue stripe for the worker thing and falcons, because I'm so dang excited about these falcons, man. Like, faux real. Just ran Krakens in a strife. I can send you a link for the battery I use with it's using a super slim battery door. Okay. Just gonna screw there. New Zealand, yes. Body hates me after last night. Oh, that's right. You had your first big event over there, didn't you? Or at least a big event. I don't know if it was your first, but I've been seeing you posting your quick flag stuff up the last couple of days, which has been super cool to see more, just to see more Nerf action coming on in weird places. So, yeah, what kind of turnout did you get over there, Slater? Ryan, does Krieger mind getting hit with darts? It's kind of funny because he loves running around with everybody in the yard. You know, when we're playing, he just runs around and then he wants to like bite your leg and stuff because he's like, I got you. We're playing games that I don't understand. We're having fun. All right. But if he gets tagged, he kind of stops and kind of looks at you like, hey man, what was that for? You know, kind of like you hurt his feelings more than anything. And it's like, I'm sorry. Come here. And then we're all friends again. And you know, in the course of Crossfire, he gets tagged again. And he's like, I'm really disappointed in you. That's like, look, man, if you're gonna be out here, this is how the game's played. So, okay. All right. 31 watching. Oh, hey, geez, guys, thanks for stopping in. Means a lot to me, you guys taking time out of your Saturday morning to come hang out and look at things and chat with everybody. Krieger can deliver the time grenade. Oh, dang. Yeah, you can crank it up a ways to where it takes a long time to go off. And hang on a second. You could Velcro the bottom because there's a bunch of Velcro panel on the very back of his vest for sticking patches on. But you could Velcro this deal on here and just have him like a live mine running around, and then just whoever he's. That's a bad idea because he always follows me. Huh. Ryan, you got me thinking. Huh. Let's do. Where's my cutter guys? Sorry, I'm just picturing the dog running around with a bomb strapped to his back now. Oh, you gotta get one of those claymores now. Huh. So that vest has molly panels. You could stick like a claymore to each side and just have the dog run. Oh, dang, you got me thinking now. Ew. Sounds like a hot potato game. Yeah. Stock internals on Lifeboat. Yes, this was early days, as I recall. I think I remember talking to the guy who did this at the time. Unique circumstances, but yeah, stock internals. Otherwise, stuck to a 2S, which I mean that's an improvement. I think this has been several years ago now. He wanted to be like wiring stuff up and selling them. And I think this must have been one of them. Stock internal is running LiPo is much safer than upgraded internals on IMRs. Yes, that's a very good point. Double mount 2 of the landmines, 1 to a vest. Because yeah, exactly. Are we seriously discussing turning a dog into a suicide bomber Nerf style? See, when you say it that way, then it sounds like a bad idea. A minute ago, it was still a good idea. So, come on, man. You know, my desk was clean. My workbench here was clean like last night, and then I got a bunch of crap from Brett, and now my place is a mess. So I'm blaming Brett. Brett, you slob! You left your crap all over my desk. Okay, so we have this dude. It just lays in there. This dude fits like that. Okay. Consider doing it for HVZ's final stands. Problem is they look way too realistic. Yeah, I think if I get one, I'd definitely be painting it up a little bit so it's like not really a bomb, because you know public relations and all that. Perception is important. Well, mainly because people like freak out when there's explosives around because people are wound too tight or something. I don't know. That was, of course, in a mocking tone there because I think I would be a little alarmed too if I was hanging out at the park and I was like, "Hey, look, explosives!" So, some people are dumb, yes, but sometimes it's okay to be cautious. Does anybody make wiring looms anymore, like pre-built harnesses? Because I know in the early days, then Blaster Smith had them, Blaster Tech had them. Somebody else, if I recall, was selling them. But I don't remember last time that I've seen anybody actually selling a drop-in kit. Is that a thing anymore? Luckily, you never ran into IMRs. Only got into modding a year ago. Man, you missed out. There's some very interesting times because I came in right when Elite came out, right when there's kind of a evolutionary change in the community, which is a very exciting time. Like I said, just a lot of things happening all at once. But yeah, the community we have now is very different. Let's say it's very different than what it was when I got into the hobby. You came in at a very good time. I feel like the wire wants to go this other way. There we go. So you're gonna go there somewhere. I was gonna say it'd be perfect if I had one of those out of dart switch plates, but it wouldn't work with a cherry anyway. I should try out the 42.5 gauge on a build. Yes, I have a. Is it in here? No, where is that? Oh, yes, I have a worker 42.5 gauge right here on this guy, and I'll be trying it out. Hopefully sooner rather than later, but I'm excited to get into that one. Blaster Smith Blaster Smith wheels. Blaster Smith wheels. Are you talking blaster parts, the blue ones? That's Blaster Parts. That's a German company, I believe. Those are nice though, nice and true, nice and I don't know. I guess because they're a bit smaller, they spool up a little quicker. Not as much rotating mass, it seems like. Blaster Smith wiring looms aren't a thing these days because you end up making less than minimum wage doing solder work because folks have a ceiling on what they'll pay for it. Yes, I will raise my hand because I remember looking at it was Blaster Tech looms and being like, oh, well, it was back in the Falcon days. In fact, it very well be one of these kits. But just being like, I think I can do that cheaper myself because that's how I look at everything. So nothing against the price. It's just, I mean, I have a hard time paying somebody else for something that I can do just because that's me. Other people like giving people money to do things, so that's okay with them too. Let's see. Someone give this man a lemon. I'm not sure what that means. Best parts. Oh, bulldogs. Yes. Yes, I like bulldogs. I got bulldogs. In fact, I got bulldogs for my wife's build. I've got bulldogs in Devil's Hand. I really like those. Like the shape. I just really like them. I've been very happy with my experience with them, for sure. And competitively priced. 42.5 gauge went on sale in F-Strike for $13 at Christmas. Oh, dang. Wish I jumped on that. A tangled mess here. You get out of there. So you need to be like that. There we go. Okay. World makes sense again. So I need to poke a hole, I guess in the back corner. Not sure where, if anybody's more familiar with this. Like I said, I think this is BSUK. I guess it must go in the back, towards the back, the back corner. No, because there's that thing in the way. I guess you have to. I'm so unfamiliar with this kit. That makes possible. That's not where that goes. Okay. So I am going to. I guess I'm going to be doing some serious cutting on this thing. So we might be doing Dremel time here in a second. $13 for a CNC cage is too good to be true. Yeah. Daybreak. Those aren't those Kiriaka's wheels? I don't know that much about them, except for he apparently had a weird batch that was a loose fit or something, and so he's selling those ones cheaper. That's all I know about them, but I know they're based on the Eclipse principle, I think, like fuller-ish envelopment or whatever, but I don't have any experience. I've not talked to anybody about them. I don't know that much about them, honestly. All right. Yeah, but how long have we been at this? How long have we been going here today? Anybody paying attention? Yeah, it's kind of small. What else? Yeah, what the heck? We'll start with these. Okay. Gonna do some Dremel stuff. So turn your ears off for a minute, I guess. You know, we're not going to fool around anymore. Is there a metal cage on the market that will fit Demolisher and do 140-ish FPS? I don't know of any cage on the market for Demolisher except for the what the heck, like OFP type stuff. I don't know of any aluminum cage for the Demolisher. I might be wrong though. DRS Cage is demo. Oh, interesting. I didn't know he did he do a earlier generation of yeah, I think he did I recall seeing. I don't remember who it was. Had a DRS Cage for Demolisher. I think it was super limited run, or it might have been a special one-off thing. I can't remember. Okay, okay. So let's take this dude and okay, that will fit in there. So I just need where's that? Just need a hole that's that big. How about that? Where is? Okay, so that dude. Oh gosh, that fits in there beautifully. Oh my gosh, it's the first time actually handling one of these guys, but that is just wonderful. Okay, so if it fits in like that, we need to go like, just trying to, so if we put it in like that. And then I can go in like, guess we just have to get it in there and figure it out from there. Either way, we got to do a little more grindy. Looks like surgical. Ah, yes, always. Faster though. Oh, hey, Chris. Thanks for stopping in. Okay, there we go. More or less. Can't get the battery in Canada. Out of darts and shipped from there, and Hubking's out of stock. Unaware of Canadian availability. Maybe one of our friendly local Canadians can give you a little more information. Oh, Brett, thanks for all of the crap and stuff. Sure appreciate it. And you'll be happy to know that that pink BSP cage that you gave me doesn't hold screws. They just pull through. So that's why we have this cool loom that's very beautiful and well built. Thank you very much. Is in a worker cage and not the BSP cage. So there. Yes, I was very happy to receive these. I was brokenhearted when I found out they weren't going to be carrying them anymore. So I appreciate the 19 packages you sent me. That means I need to get a bigger box to put all my mega stuff in. So thank you very much. And the Baron, thank you very much as well. You know how much I like a Baron. And the other things as well, not downplaying everything else. But in all seriousness, what the heck, Brett? What the heck is that? Honest question. Remember you saying a while back that you really like those darts? Yes, I do. And so now you don't need any more. Well, not for a while anyway. So, in fact, as we discussed, at least not until the nieces shoot them all over the fence. So hopefully we can eliminate some of that. But no, thank you very much. I really, really do. In fact, I believe my excitement was palatable in my video when I reviewed them. Not quite. The boxes were used from someone else sent me something. Yes, I had to cross out the address and stuff since after your address was hanging out, or their address rather. And I was noticing the box was inside out, which really caused me to wonder about things. So I was like, how do you turn a box inside out? So thank you for causing me to puzzle this morning. It flexed my brain. Kindly gift of 114 fresh egg. Yes, thank you very much for doing the math. I assume Canadian math is the same as American math, Tyvek. Okay, so that goes down in there. This guy didn't come up over. Is that how it's supposed to work? Is that supposed to go through there? Just kind of keep everybody happy? There's a wire channel there. Otherwise, this is overly long. So we're gonna run with that and say it must be intended, just the way everything's all angled, to kind of scooch underneath there. There's a channel behind the pusher. Oh, okay, yeah, we're good. Okay. Yes, it is interesting the particular number of, or the number of particular names we have in the hobby. It's just kind of odd, almost like some kind of strange conspiracy or something like that. But that way, if you forget somebody's name, you can pick one of those and be pretty darn close. That way, you know, I don't know. I think I might try that. Because I forget everybody's name. You know, for the heck of it, we're going to plug this dude in for a second. These are Falcons, which I believe are 3S. So we'll plug a 3S into it. That's nice. That's nice. I like that. Very pretty snappy. You know, respectably snappy. Not overly RPM-y though. Some of them are like rah, and this one's more like zoom. And it's like that's where it's at. I'm good with that. I'm happy. Thrifting this morning. Found cool things. Ah, good job, Brett. I found a banana mag last night at Goodwill for a couple of bucks. So I was pretty happy with that. It's the best thrifting score I've had in a long time. So congratulations. Stevens and Benz too, yes. Okay, so that tucks in there nice. I do have to tip my hat now to whoever made this cage or made this loom because it does fit in very nice. Just have to figure out a way to mount that dude, which I don't recall if there was a plan in place for that. If or if this is one of those where you're like, sorry kid, you're on your own kind of thing. So if anybody happens to know offhand what the situation was with this wiring loom, if you just have to do the old epoxy deal or what the plan is. Okay. So this dude. That. Okay. So. Nope. All right. Well, that's super neat. So I guess what the heck? We'll unless somebody says otherwise, we'll go ahead and do a little grindy bit here to what from this guy and this guy in order to seat this one. So we just want a little so mainly we just trim this guy out. Sorry. And okay. Are we gonna close it? We can almost work with that. Got to shorten that dude a little bit, or we can just trimmy. This guy, shave him off just a little bit, or about there. Now this dude fits right There. Heck yes. Okay. Okay. Too bad we couldn't reuse that screw post and just kind of squeeze this dude in. That would have been super handy, but alas, it was not to be. Actually, hang on a second. Can we squeeze him in? We gotta cut this dude off. Curse. Nope, that didn't work. Okay. So, get this. This there. And you know what? We'll go old school and we'll do the hot glue bit just for temporary sake. And then we'll come back later some other time and be a little more civilized about it. So let's plug in the glue gun. Working on a strive bolt right now. What strive front end kit would you think would look good with strive bolt back end? Good morning, Joshua. Strive bolt. Strive bolt. Strive bolt's kind of a shorter type get back end, kind of boxy. So maybe what is it? The honey badger is kind of a shorter barrel, but it's a roundy, kind of like a retaliator-esque, but fancier. So if you did like the bottom rail filler thing, and you know the like the flat top that fills in the top thing fills in this guy and fills in the bottom guy there with a flat top, and put that honey badger barrel thing on there with a little extension, that might be kind of sharp. Otherwise, so many of the other F10555 kits are too like real steel-ish looking for me, as far as trying to utilize into a kit. I mean, I got a Vector the other day, just got wanted a Vector kit just for the heck of it, but I don't think I'd use Vector parts on something else. I might use the Magwell if that worked with the rest of the aesthetic I was going for. But I think the rest of the other kits are too replica-ish for actual like firearms, you know, the AK kit and stuff like that, for my taste personally. But that might be okay. Or the can't remember what the other one's called. That apparently is some kind of firearm type, but it looks a little space rifle-ish. It has kind of a top rail thing that comes down and kind of a pointy front end. Might tie into the aesthetic. In fact, is it the submarine? I don't know. It's the front end kit that's always paired with the submarine stock. I don't remember what that all is called, but that might be an all right look. Those Mavericks I purchased from you are all working now. Excellent. I don't know if you recall, but the two item Mavericks are both in rough shape, but they're working now. Cool. Were you able to clean up the surface at all? This is Joshua. I sent him 2 whiteouts, and did I send you just 2 whiteouts, or did I throw the gear up in there? I think it's two whiteouts and a gear up. Is that right? I'm trying to remember back. Anyway, I got a mess of whiteouts and gear ups a while back from Dart Wars when it closed. Sold a couple of them. A couple of them went overseas to a Gainsey, and I still have a handful of them, but a lot of them are real faded. or they're not too scratched up. It's just they look like they sat in a window or something, and so they got real faded and kind of discolored and yellowed and stuff. Um, so I sent a couple to him for a what I felt was a pretty fair deal, um, considering what they were and the condition they were in. Um, and he was going to try to doll them up a little bit, but at least hey, they're working, so that's good to hear. Yeah, gear up. Okay, good deal. Um, Fill the pieces in the flat top. Yeah, I know. So very fair deal. Okay, good. I mean, I felt pretty good about it. Hope you. I mean, I'm glad you felt as equally good about it. I mean, they weren't terrific, but I mean, I believe, yeah, you were the one there that was gonna try to paint them up a little bit if you needed to. So I'm glad you're happy with them. That's the most important part of a deal, in my opinion, is making sure everybody is happy. I mean, I like a good deal, but I don't like ripping people off. Either way. So this guy here. I apologize right now to everyone who doesn't like hot glue or using hot glue. This is intended to be temporary. Yes, Slater, this is a rather old, um, well, Electromatic. It's an old used guy before like websites and stuff were put on things. Yeah, it's a kind of an old dog, but it does the job. So two whiteouts look a little better. Still plan on sanding them down, redoing the paint. Okay, some metallics in the automotive. Oh, hey, that'd be sharp, like a yeah, factory style custom. That would be slick. That source for automotive paint's cool. Cheap paints work really well. We tried that. Add just a little bit more for security. Just help kind of lock it in. And now we can pull her up. There, there. Peroxide method. I'm not familiar with the peroxide thing, but it basically, Josh, what it does is helps bring back the white color because those ones are pretty yellowed, and it's just the surface material oxidized a little bit. Some people use peroxide. There's another method people use. They use like actual hair product for like bleaching or whatever. That basically just draws out the original color. You can also, which I suspect if you're going to sand it down, if you wet sand it with some nice fine grit, once you get through there, then it should take the oxidized layer off and still give you a good color. Hydrogen peroxide creams. Oh yeah, sorry, you're already on it. Sorry, man. surface will light up on the bag. Yeah, sorry. Yes, and Josh, if you put it on as is, it will also affect the paint applications. It'll kind of bleach them out too, which there again shouldn't be an issue if you're going to paint it anyway, but just something to be aware of. All right. Just for the heck of it, I don't have a battery that's going to fit in here without a lot of cutting. Hoping at a darts in his recent-ish video when he talked about this little battery was saying, hey, what at least teased that he was considering making a 3S variant that dropped into the stripe without an extended door, which would be super, super neat. So I guess I won't get too crazy about cutting this out just in case he comes out with this sooner-ish rather than later-ish. But in the meantime, we'll take this giant freaking brick and we'll run some rounds through it. And for the heck of it, we'll see how it cronies, if the cronies going to play along. Okay. How do you tell when plastic welder goes bad? I heard it has a shelf life turned almost brown. Yes, that is a good indication. If it comes out and it's like a dark, like it should come out as the one should be pretty white, and the other color should be kind of a cream, like it's a cream or whatever color. If it comes out and it's like brown, it's probably not going to mix, especially if it comes out really thick. Or sometimes it separates. It has like a really thick, gross part, and then it has like kind of a watery, juice, gross stuff that doesn't stir in either. At that point, no, it's not good. Bad shelf life, which it'll do that completely sealed up. I've gone through several of tubes that you open it up brand new. I had one that actually was like actually solidified in the tube. It wouldn't come out at all. So yeah, that is something to be aware of for sure. I like that. I like that a lot. Let's see what we got. 120. Wow. Got a high 132. Got a weird low one at 90. Averaged at 107. That's still pretty respectable, I think. I mean, especially for old technology. And pretty snappy. I mean, that's pretty rapid. I like that. So, one chat. Wrong side. Are you doing a stripe bolt like you did for Wacom a while back, or are you doing something else? I actually have one over there that's a cross bolt stock, long shot up front, with a few other little doodads here and there. Kind of an existing project that's a commission, but I don't think I'll be doing that again for personal use, or probably not again at all, just because unless I get some kind of weird itch and just really want to do it, I'm just not as inspired by the cross bolt stock as much because it's uncomfortable personally. So it's hard for me to want to build something that is unpleasant to use. All right, Slater, got to leave. Well, thanks for stopping in, and Glad your first event went A-OK, and good luck with it in the future. And we'll see you next time. Okay, so that actually, since this is a special one, we'll put a thumb screw in this guy just as kind of a reminder that it's modified. Just a second. Okay. Nice. That'll be a dandy. Just need to get either an expanded battery door or something with a suitable battery. But no, I'm very pleased with that. So thank you very much, Brett. If you're still floating around somewhere, and even if you're not, thank you anyway. That was actually pleasant. That's kind of a, like I said, a somewhat of a dream of having a Falcon Strife. You know, building a Falcon build with kind of old tech. So I think, hang on a second. Let's doll this thing up a little bit. I actually have this stripe hanging on the wall right now. That's kind of a representation of the best of what the stock market had to offer. So it's supposed to be kind of like my pre-aftermarket stripe of like all the cool parts that were available. So let's do that, and yeah, we'll give him that guy, and have this guy on as a placeholder because I'd be cool to find an elite one, or maybe we'll cheat and we'll be old school and be like, yeah, we're totally mixing and matching. Stick that dude on there, and a modified retaliator angled grip. So, boom, just like that. We have a very, what would that be? What would that be, like 2015, 2014, 2015, like right when the aftermarket really started kicking in. So I got a Falcon Strife with all the cool available goodies. Very welcome. Thank you very much, Brett. Why are sledge fires so expensive? Because they're goofy and they're hard to find anymore. Because they really didn't catch on early on, like they weren't really a popular blaster. Josh, gotta go as well. Catch you the next stream, Mr. Nathan. Thank you very much. We're still working on that project I mentioned in our Facebook chat. Cool. Parts are coming along, and my SolidWorks model tells me it's good to go. Excellent. Well, best of luck to you, and yeah, thanks for stopping by. And I'm glad that you're able to make those Mavericks work. And we'll see you next time. So I'm gonna go hang this guy up on the wall. Damn, curse. Yeah, I almost feel like I need to get a. Does Blastersmith UK still sell their old expanded battery doors that were kind of boxy and like not particularly pretty, but they're functional and they're like the only thing on the market? Because that might have to do something like that just to kind of get the full feel of the you know, the whole advent of you know, when things really started to come together. You know, the market really first started happening. All right, 19 watching. How long have we been doing this? Feels like we've been doing it a while, and I feel like the phone's probably going to drop off. Nineteen of you. Seems like everybody's going out for lunch anymore, which isn't a bad idea. So, your rhinos. Put that guy. Pieces, parts. BSUK probably does. Okay, I might have to check them out. Maybe well, see if I can find a reason to buy some other stuff, so I can justify the shipping, make a big order or something. guess in the meantime, I should probably put some charge on this guy. So if anybody has any questions or concerns or wants to talk about anything, has a recommended subject. Yep. Hang on a second. This is a in plug. Hello. Balance, yes, and that, and yeah. Okay. 2 hours. Good grief. Yeah. Yeah. Along with those of you who have been sticking through the whole 2 hours, good grief, bless you. I mentioned earlier about doing more live stuff just because it's I don't know, honestly easier. The reviews and all that. But I was thinking, because I've done like the fireside type talks, I've done the ugly chair videos and stuff, which is good. I like to deliver a lot of information, then have people kind of ponder and discuss things on their own. Would there be any what do you say? Any appeal in having a stream that is kind of a Q&A type, instead of just doing like a leave me comments and then I'll answer them in another video kind of thing, but more of like to have like a sit down and it's like, okay, we're gonna have some serious talk live stream and have it like concerns, more deeper concerns about particular topics, kind of like some of the other things I've touched on, more deeper topics instead of like, what would you recommend for whatever. Would there be any appeal to anything like that? I guess it's been kind of an idea kicking around a little bit. Thanks, Tyvek, for pulling up that link. I'll check that here in a little bit because it won't let me check right now for obvious reasons. So, I don't know. Is that a thing that, like, if I had a stream that was just like a topic based stream, how's that? Because actually, technically have one kind of like that planned. Going to be having a guest on. I've been kind of working with him, trying to figure out a schedule and stuff like that because time zones, like we discussed earlier. That's more of a just kind of hang out and we'll just talk about things as a community, more or less. I won't necessarily be working on anything. Just kind of, I don't know, like I said, just kind of discussing like topics, I think, and just throwing things around. I might do that some other time and just kind of see how it goes. But is that something you guys are like, yeah, that'd be cool? And if that is the case, would you like a heads up ahead of time, or is there? Because I know like I think about stuff a lot, like topics and things. I mean, like the YouTuber stigma and stuff. That was a video that has been in my head for months that I've just been pondering on. It's just a kind of a heavy topic, I guess, as far as that's been kind of affecting me. And I think about it a lot. And I don't know if everybody else thinks about stuff like that a lot. Does anybody else just like, I just make Nerf blasters because it's fun? Or does anybody else really ponder the deeper meaning of, of things, as silly as that sounds, in our hobby, or in the context of our hobby? I guess, like I said, I might give that a whirl and see how that goes. And if maybe it'll be a thing, maybe people like it. I've really been enjoying the unboxing streams as opposed to like doing an unboxing video, because I like it's cool. Like I like watching when other people get stuff, because it's like, hey, they've got these, this, whether it's a new product or they got a thing from somebody else, maybe we'll see it again, or they get parts from somebody, or what, kind of a hint at stuff that might happen in the future, which is kind of a cool thing. But I don't like the idea of doing a video and just being like, oh, I got a bunch of stuff, look at the cool things I got, and then just being, it just seemed kind of hollow and weird. Whereas this, it's like I'm getting this thing, and it's kind of like we're kind of like when you get something cool and then you're like, call your friend, you're like, hey, look at this cool thing I got, and you all kind of hang out and talk about it, kind of the same kind of thing. So, navel gazing stream. I don't know what that means. Is that looking at belly buttons or something? I'm sure some people get into that. Brett, I make Nerf blasters to make money and take advantage of the community. Well, we all know that. I mean, we don't have to hear it straight from the source. I mean, but but I don't know. I've been enjoying this though, because it's more like, more exploratory than anything, and I don't feel as weird talking to myself because at least I have a little interaction. And it feels like I'm talking to somebody, and the dog doesn't give me as many weird looks. Speaking of which, hey, do you need something? Do you need something? You're just bugging me. You're being a good boy over there. So I think in this case we will go ahead and kind of tie things up a little bit. Thank you very much for all of you who hung out since like was it 2 hours? Good grief, bless you guys. I appreciate you guys taking time out of your Saturday morning, Saturday afternoon, Saturday evening, or your I guess it's tomorrow already on the other side of the world. Um, so thank you very much for giving me your time and your attention. I really appreciate you guys. Thanks for hanging out. And I reckon we will see you next time. Wishing blue skies and green lights to you and yours, and may all your troubles be teeny weeny ones.